Hey y'all, it is day one of Donald Trump's impeachment trial. Second impeachment trial. Let's remember that this has not ever happened in U.S. history, ever, a president being impeached twice. So, well, he's already impeached, but we're going to try to see if we can get a conviction. All eyes are on his attorneys. All eyes are on the House managers who is going to present the case. And all eyes are on the Republican senators who are more than likely to acquit in this case. Let's talk about them first. Hopefully they do not acquit in this case. There needs to be witnesses. The House managers need to present witnesses. I understand that they want to present videos, and that's what they've been saying on their interviews when I've been looking at them on CNN and MSNBC and all these different channels. And I understand you feel like the whole American people were witnesses, but some Americans don't care. They need to hear somebody's real life story on the stand. How they were scared, how they were threatened, and what happened to them that day. Like somebody's real life story, putting an actual face on it. And honestly, don't bring another Democrat up there to do it, to tell their story, because Republicans don't care. And I'm talking about hardcore Republicans will want AOC to die. And I hate to say it like that, but that's true. I got Republican friends who like hate her for some odd reason. And I'm like, really? You want her to die? Okay. Like that's, oh, okay. Like I don't like Trump, but I don't want him to die. Like that's just kind of extreme. So no Democrats on the stand. I mean regular people. The lady that work in the lunchroom. The lady that clean up. The man that is the officers, especially the officers. It was one black officer I read in BuzzFeed that was called a nigga 15 times during that riot. And he broke down after everything and cried for 15 minutes. Now, first of all, it's hard to make a black man cry. Okay? And to make him sit down and ball up and cry for 15 minutes, put that brother on the stand. And I need to hear his story. And everybody else needs to hear his story about what happened that day. All those officers that were, I think it was like 100 and something officers that was assaulted that day. Put them on the stand. Put at least a fraction of them on the stand so that we can hear the one officer that was dragged and beaten with flag poles with the American flag on it. Put him on the stand. Let's talk about Trump's attorneys. Trump's attorneys. First of all, you had 5 attorneys. What happened? Where the hell is the attorneys at? You fired them. They resigned something. Apparently, they wanted to argue Constitution. Something. Sorry, they wanted to argue that you being impeached was unconstitutional, which is a valid argument. You could argue that because you're guilty on all other fronts, because you did incite the mob to go to the Capitol. You told them to go there, and then after that, you did nothing. After that, you didn't call the National Guards. You sat there and watched. And then people said that you were gleeful afterwards. So that makes you culpable, like you're guilty. So they had no other choice but to argue the Constitution for you. And you fired them. Then 2 days before you're supposed to present what your case is supposed to be about to the Senate, you hired 2 other attorneys that's trying to argue the same point for you, but in a weak manner, with misspellings when they present it. It's like, and I'm, it's what he gets. It's what he deserves. Because of everything that he did, especially when he held that Bible up in front of that church. I will never stop talking about that. You push peaceful protesters trying to protest for something that is right. Push them over so that you can hold a Bible up in front of a church. I don't understand that people know how mad that made God. And God will see fit that you don't have anything nice. And that is exactly what's happening right now. You had 5 attorneys and something in your mind just told you, you know what, let me fire them. Okay. And then let me hire 2 kooks. And then, just I think yesterday or the day before yesterday, he hired 1 more attorney. That's a personal injury lawyer. And you're on impeachment trial. And you're the former president. Yeah. So, we're going to see how this is going to go for the next, I think it's going to be a long trial because they need to call witnesses. And the senators on both sides, and I mean like conservative Democrats as well as Republicans, because it seems like it's conservative Democrats that are complaining too. And y'all getting on my nerves too. Ever since I became a progressive, conservative Democrats are getting on my damn nerves too. Shut the fuck up, Joe Manchin. Okay? Because he's definitely getting on my nerves. Who gives a damn at the trial? I don't care if it go on for 3 weeks. I want to know everything that went on. Okay? As much as I can know during this trial. And then after that, I want a commission. Because my tax dollars is paying for it. And I damn sure want my tax dollars to go for that. I definitely don't mind. Put my tax dollars all in that. I'll love it in that. So, let's let the trial be what it is. Let it stick for however long it needs to be. It's probably going to be like they say a week, but I think it's going to be like a 2-week trial. Maybe like a 1.5 week trial or 2 weeks. So, we're going to see. We're going to see how Republicans are going to vote. Even if y'all go and look, Liz Cheney did an interview with Fox News this Sunday. What is his name? I cannot think of the interviewer's name. Chris Wallace. She did an interview with Chris Wallace on Sunday on Fox News. And I think that she knows more, first of all, the lawmakers know more than we know regardless. Of course, because they are the ones doing the investigation and they get all the intelligence and stuff, right? The reason why she voted the way she voted, I think because she was throwing little hints and clues in what she was saying. She was saying something like, there's probably going to be criminal convictions, and explaining what Donald Trump had did and how he incited the mob, and how we're not going to accept that crazy wing, like QAnon wing of the party as our party, and how we're not going to accept what the president did on the 6th. But the thing that struck me was when she said criminal charges. So, Senate Republicans may want to watch out. Because if you don't choose to convict him, and then they come back and find out that he done did, or if, I'm sure they know, if we find out that he did way more than what we already know, nobody will ever vote Republican again. At least for a long time. Because there are people already leaving the Republican Party. And there are some people that are just like holding on. because they hope the party would change. I know good Republicans, like good, I know crazy Republicans, and then I know good Republicans that actually want the party to get back on track. And for them, I just feel bad because I feel like they losing they're not, it's not a winning battle. Like Marjorie Taylor Greene said, the party belongs to Trump, and it is his party, and it only belongs to him, and nobody can take that away from him. So let's see how today goes. Let's see how the next few days go. I think the trial is going to go on every day. I'm thinking Saturday is not supposed to go on. One of the attorneys is Jewish, so he does not want the trial to be done on the Sabbath, which I can understand. And so McConnell, as well as Schumer, decided that they were going to go ahead and allow for the trial not to be on a Saturday. Crazy thing about it is that Trump's attorney came back and was like, wait a minute, I do want the trial on Saturday after all. And that's crazy because they changed the whole schedule, and now he wants to trial on a Saturday. My only guess is that Trump probably tore his ass a new one and was like, you better not, because he doesn't respect religion or anybody else's religion or whatever. He wants to try over with as soon as possible, and he doesn't want any other day to lag in which more information can come out or something. That would be my guess, because why would he, as a Jewish man, decide, okay, I wanted this for my religious reasons, and then all of a sudden take it back, unless Trump would have dug into his ass at that last minute and been like, hey, what are you doing? You better not delay my trial. Yeah, so we're just going to see how it's going to go, because it's already getting ready to be a hot mess. It's already a hot mess so far. And if you see Trump's attorneys on Fox News and all the other conservative news networks, then, hey, you'll see. You will see why it's going to be a hot mess. Okay, so it has been 12 minutes, almost 13 minutes that I've been talking. So I'm going to stop talking now. The trial today starts at 11. I'm in Texas, so I'm on Central Standard Time. 12 Eastern Standard Time. I don't know all the other standard times, but I gave you at least those two. Now, if you need to go look it up, Google it. But it starts at 11 my time. And today it's just going to be them arguing about the Constitution and if impeachment is constitutional. So we're going to have, I think, a 4-hour argument over that today. And then, of course, it's nothing's going to happen with that. So then tomorrow we'll get into the real holy feel. So today, argument is constitutional. Tomorrow, we'll get into the nitty-gritty. So let's just see how it goes. All right, you guys. I still love y'all. Bye.